I see flurries and the air thrums. Could it be slain? Look, it's him! He has come, true to swear.
If any Seekers survived, we'll have to deal. Look alive. The hammer should be with us shortly.
Something nearby. Well, well, quite the mess you've made here. I'm Malady, and you're...
She steps forward, grabs you behind the neck with alarming strength, and pulls you close. She sniffs twice, her nose at your ear, then bites, piercing the lobe with a needle-sharp fang. She releases you and grins, running tongue over teeth.
God-woken. I didn't hurt you, did I?
She leans back, looks you over, and smirks.
So, God-woken, you're what gets some of us out of bed each morning. What do you make of that? Well, first things first. Dallas's little necklaces are lovely, but not quite in vogue where we're going. They're better. I managed to free myself, along with a number of Seekers, from the Magisters. We've captured the Lady Vengeance and can take our leave from this wretched isle very soon. But first, there's something I need to know.
She peers at you closely, a knowing squint in her eye.
Tell me, which of those little gods did you meet? And what did they teach you? They're free to smite me where I stand if I'm wrong.
She cocks her head and smiles.
That it is, and if you want to take my boat off this island, you'll consider me a privileged party. Believe it or not, I'm here to help you. So?
Her eyes go wide.
Go on then. Show me what she taught you. Ah, like that. Right, hold on then.
She takes you by the shoulders and gestures for you to do the same to her. She closes her eyes, and a warm, soothing sensation runs from her hands into your body. Suddenly, you feel the familiar swell of source within you.
I don't. Now go on. Perfect. You really are God-woken. I'm... happy. Oh, how unbecoming. Come then, we set sail, your destiny awaits, etc. You'll have to ask the Meister about that. She's dying to meet you.
Malady beckons you to the boat.
After you, darling. As you...
Boring.
Yes.
The menacing skeletal guardian looks at you wearily, then yawns.
So you dare defy the will of Braccus Rex. Prepare to be destroyed, and so on and so forth. Let's get this over with. I was a loyal servant of the Source King. I carry out his will in death as in life, and all that sort of thing. Now, can we get down to the fighting? I was enjoying a lovely dirt nap before you helped those heretical pigs. It is not my place to question Braccus Rex's will. I am to execute those who defy his legacy. Besides, there are far worse fates Braccus Rex could have visited upon you. This island itself is proof enough of that, I dare say.
She moans impatiently and taps her bony foot.
Yes, I know he's dead. I am still obligated to perform his wishes. He may not live, but the threat of his curse hangs over me. Who is to say? Could any curse be more grave than this interminable conversation? Now, let's get down to business. All this talking.
Ready.
I am come for you, Silverclaw. Come to rip your fur from your wretched bones. Come to taste your pain. Come to make you pay.
This. I found something. Rubbish.
Lucky find. Lucky find. Careful. I've spotted a trap.
Careful now. That's a trap.
Up on the ledge before you, a lone lizard woman overlooks the marshes. Her stare is as sharp as the bolt eyeing you from atop her crossbow.
Stand back, kinsman, and keep your hands off your weapons. Convince me you're no magister, or draw one last deep breath.
But it is you, isn't it? The Red Prince. My word. It is imperative that we talk, Your Majesty.
With one graceful motion, the lizard throws down a tangled mess of vines for you to climb.
Come, Prince. Ascend to the sanctuary of Amadia. You'll find you're not the only guest here, but surely you are its most honored one. You were fortunate, Your Majesty, to have found this place. Fortunate to have found me. My name is Bahara. Like you, my lord, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also a faithful servant of Amadia. Praised be her name, and praised be her starlit eyes. You have sensed the goddess, and your words ring true. But I wonder if you really know her the way I do. Allow me to enlighten you, my lord. Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived, from whose sacred body immortal wizards were born. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years now, I've been her disciple, but she has resided here for centuries, sustained by Amadia's love. I was like you once, a lost soul driven by instinct from the bowels of Fort Joy. There have been others. They tried to make it back to the mainland, but were never heard of again. I chose to stay. My home is here now. This is where I found solace, found sanctuary. I found the Great Mother and have been nurtured by her magic ever since. And you have found her.
Her eyes grow misty, and for a moment it looks like she's about to hug you, but thinks better of it.
Oh, sweet prince, if I think of the perils you have faced, of the indignities you've had to suffer. But know that I, like you, will do all in my power to find your way home once more, unto the very throne. Thank you, Your Majesty, but the honor of partaking in your destiny is all the reward I desire. We both know why you've come. We both know where I must take us. The dark, the dangerous dark. Dream with me, my lord. Dream with me.
Her skin is warm against yours, her breathing a sea that lures. You plunge and sink, you drown in her maelstrom eyes. Darkness. A hand pressed in yours, tugging you along. There are things in this unnatural darkness. They slither behind you so quickly, more quickly than you. You move through the absolute black, whipped sore by unseen tendrils. Then, suddenly, in the distance, a streak of red, as if a gargantuan dragon opens a solitary eye. You run. You run with all you have. The red eye widens. A solitary sun. Run, red, run, then white. A lazy red once more, a desert camp at sunset. Amid the carpets and perfumed waters stands a lizard dreamer dressed in royal silks.
Thank you, Bahara, for leading our son through the darkness. Welcome be, Red Prince, to the haven in the horror. Truly is she a daughter of dreams.
With a polite gesture, the dreamer bids you make yourself comfortable. Wine and delicacies await.
Red Prince, your majesty, I am Braccus the Wanderer, leader of the House of Dreams and, unbeknownst to you, your greatest champion. Countless times since your birth have I, and so many dreamers with me, foiled the attempts of your enemies to assassinate your royal person, until we failed. The last demon you summoned, for power's sake, and for lust's sake, she was indebted to those who seek your demise. Of this we had no knowledge. But for the might of your own magic, the House of Shadows would have finally had its way. But for your own awing strength, the day would have ended with your death instead of your downfall. A role I'll continue to play until the day I die, your majesty. All we know is that the House of Shadows seeks to kill you. Their motives are as obscure as their very existence, but I surmise it has something to do with another obscure existence. Hers.
He looks aside, and where his eyes lead, a second figure appears. It is she, the secret of your soul. The goddess knew her, and Braccus knows her too. She who's been in your dreams since the sunburst that was your own dawn.
She is change, just as much as you are. She is the true crown, the true throne, the true empire, vast as the stars' domain. Find me, and I will guide you to her. To Reaper's Coast I'll go, and hide in the mist beneath the hamlet of Driftwood. Come meet me, Kindler, Shaper, Father, and wake. Awake.
We have walked the wastes of nightmare and survived, my prince. It is not a feat given to many. It was my pleasure. The darkest dark is perilous, but we braved it with worthy ambition. The promise that is Braccus. You are the dreamer's dream, Red Prince, and so is she. We must know what these visions mean, and we must make them come to pass. It is the laboratory of a lunatic. A place removed from mercy and sanity where mad Braccus Rex would experiment to his dark heart's content. There are ruins in the marshes, stonework vultures that perch above the king's long-buried treasure. But his is not a treasure of gold, ruby, and sapphire. It is a treasure of death, weapons, and vile magic. The nights here are long and lonely. But I often listen to my mistress Gratiana speak of days long gone, the heydays of Braccus Rex. Perhaps she will tell you her tales as well. Haunted quagmires is what they are, and what is mired in them is madness. Braccus Rex, he went too far. Source was never meant to be harnessed in weaponry. May Amadia curse his soul for turning creation into destruction. My knowledge is but a pond. Gratiana's is the sea. It is the sea you should speak to. The guests, they call themselves Seekers. They're brave people, and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle. Magisters, of course. Who else? The Seekers came here to rescue a sorcerer from the fort. They failed. Many fell. They've heard the Shrieker's shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield or hers to crush, and in that knowledge, I am content. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep within his soul. But Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. For him, divinity. For the others, the dungeons. It is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. Have you never heard of them? From the tales they tell of Braccus Rex. They were living weapons, made of flesh and reared in torture. The pain they endured was so terrible, their screams turned to solid lightning. Turns out the tales are true. The Magisters dug deep and returned these horrors to the surface. As you wish. May you always walk in wisdom's wake, the flower-strewn path of Amadia. Be welcome to this sanctuary. Amadia's eye in the storm.
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it. What good are battle tactics against those things, anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? A sorcerer, indeed. I should have realized. A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. You meant Verdus. Oh, then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we've failed him. You, a Godwoken? Surely not. Though if Verdus said so, you could be important. But there's no way to be certain until we've left this blasted island behind us. Verdus was Godwoken. He was a powerful sorcerer, in the vein of Lucian the Divine. He had the potential to succeed Lucian if he mastered his powers. But now that won't happen. If you're the same as Verdus, then we have to get you away from this place. Someone's been killing the few Godwoken that are out here. Likely that dog Alexander. He's a Godwoken too. A failed one as far as I'm concerned. I can imagine he won't want any upstart Godwoken taking what he figures to be his birthright.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. Much easier said. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. There's weapons, ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them, so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise, we'll get you as far away from this place as possible. Please, ask. Whatever helps. Sir Gareth? He's the finest seeker I know. I'm honored to serve as his squire. He wouldn't let us down. Not unless something's gone horribly wrong. We came to free an elf called Verdus from Fort Joy. He was a Godwoken. He could have been the next divine, but we failed him. Well, before there's a divine, there must be a Godwoken. Only a special few among sorcerers have this potential. Without them, a true successor to Lucian will never rise. None. He set out to find those source weapons, and that's the last we saw of him. The masked priestess, Gratiana, told Sir Gareth of them after she granted us shelter here. She was reluctant at first, but, well, Sir Gareth can be very insistent. Speak to her if you wish. She may know more. The Magister flagship, the Lady Vengeance, she's anchored at the old harbour. Once the way is clear, we're to take her and get the hell out of here. Sir Gareth, did you find any sign of him? Please, ask. Whatever helps.
And protect your humble servant.
Wished, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams, echoes of death. Gareth, come back.
A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her.
Blood and bone.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. The dwarf starts at the sound of your voice, gripping the woman's arm for a moment before he relaxes.
New faces. Hope you aren't bushwhacked by the Magisters too. As for her neck, she's remembering the damnable source collar she once wore. Lucky for us, she had the skills to remove them. There's many a sorcerer that's been freed thanks to her. Aye, that weren't my call. She's not...
Howling dogs and men. Friends silently screaming through stitched mouths.
He puts his arm around her as she starts to sob.
She's delicate at the best of times. I asked Simone for something to help her relax, but Gareth, if we didn't need her to remove Urda's collar, she'd be safe somewhere far from here. And now the rescue's scuppered. It were all for nothing. We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy, shiny collars and all. Gareth and the Seekers ambushed the caravan and freed us, saved every one of us from that hit. But now he's off searching for weapons to take down them shriekers, and all we can do is sit here, thinking about the Godwoken we didn't save.
From fragments to whole. From their past.
She ain't detailed, but she ain't wrong. The god, someone to replace Lucian and push back the Voidwoken. Someone to restore order and protect the source. I'd speak to Exter. There's ways, but I ain't privy to them. One thing I do know, mind. The Voidwoken have their number. They react to Godwoken like no one else.
Barking dogs in wolves' clothing. Teeth in the sea.
Aye, there's enough of them about. But don't you worry none. Gareth will be back soon. Then we'll be home. We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy. Shiny, but now he's off searching for weapons to take down them shriek.
The dwarf starts to sing.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry.
Duggan stands over.
There, lass. Don't you worry. Gareth will be back soon. He'll...
Before you stands a figure, her body wreathed in cloth. All you can see of her eyes are two dark holes in an ornate mask.
Amadia's blessings, child. Bahara is an excellent student. She still has much. Tell me, what do you wish to know about our goddess? Yes, she is our mother of magic, the font from which all such power flows. Legend says that she lay with a mortal man, and their issue became the wizards of this world.
The birds are asleep.
Some say this is merely a metaphor for the gift of magic, that Amadia... It is not for me to judge. Perhaps it is the truth, or perhaps it is only true of the Godwoken. Whatever the like him in birth, perhaps, but not in spirit. The Godwoken are said to be descended from the first heroes, and may themselves become the divine, transcending even the gods themselves. But I am no expert in these matters. The Seekers know more. Gareth spoke of his mission to save the Godwoken Verdas. You would do better to speak to him, if ever he returns. It was not always thus. This swamp was once a rich, lush land before he came, before Braccus. He is no more, thank the goddess. It has been many centuries since he walked Riverlong, although he still casts a shadow over this land. He ruled this realm as a tyrant and beast. He stole its source and left only death. On this island he built and tested his weapons. These marshes were a playground for he and his necromancers. Many unfortunate souls were brought here. Blessed were those who died quickly, or died at all. I have been here for many years. It has given me a lot of time. In truth, the torments of Braccus and of these Magisters were not so different. Both purged source from this land. Indeed, the Magisters have even taken Braccus's worst tools. First, the purging ones, and now those shriekers. Without something more powerful than these sticks the Seekers are armed with, those crucified monstrosities will kill them to a man. Their leader, Gareth, also demanded that I must do something. I argued against it, but he was very insistent. I told him of Braccus's cache of soul-forged weapons, arms not even the Shriekers could stand against. He ventured out to find them, but has not returned. I fear for these souls, if he has come to any harm in the march. Without, he set off north, to the ruins of Braccus's source armoury, but there is no way to know what he found there, even if he survived the swamps. Walk ever in Armadia's grace, child.
Echoes of death.
Please, Amadia,
Please
bless
come back.
and protect your humble servant. Hello again, child. What brings you here?
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven
Smoke
watch over
and
us,
screams.
you're safe in bed.
Echoes of death.
So close your sweet eyes.
We must always strive to help those who suffer. For many years I did not understand that you are bound on one side by marshes filled with dead souls and living voidwoken. You are bound on the other by a fort where death is mercy. All else is sea, but you will find no boat that will aid you. The goddess provides. She led me to this shrine and protected me from the marsh that was so poisoned by Braccus. Today, she cares for me still. It was not always thus. This swamp was once a rich, lush land before. I have been here for many. In truth, indeed, the Magisters, without something more powerful than these sticks the Seekers are armed with, their leader, I told him, I fear for these souls. He set off north. Walk ever in our Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Mate, let me change it.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death.
Matis, the wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
Hold up here. Leave me be.
Don't move, Jules. Save your strength. Claude, turn your head if you can hear me. Matis, the wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
Fine, I swear. See to the others.
Rest, Jules. Claude? Claude? Can you hear me?
The lizard holds a crimson-soaked rag against his side. He looks up as you approach, his expression oddly serene.
Magisters, they found our camp near the old harbour and unleashed hell upon us. I'm lucky in a way. I was wounded by an arrow. It wasn't just sword and spear the Magisters used on us. No, they had these weapons. Living beings, depleted of source and crucified, pathetic to look at until... the power that they unleashed. There was nothing we could do. Only run. Shriekers they're called. I can still hear that sound they uttered. Makes my scales crawl.
Sir Gareth is looking for a way to defeat them now. Let us hope he finds it.
Focus on your breathing, Jules. Slow and deep. You breathe. Thank you. Claude, are you still with us?
You cured me. Thank you, stranger. Please, heal the others as well.
Please!
The young woman looks over the remaining wounded, seemingly unsure of what to do. She sees you and nods.
You're a finer healer than I'll ever be, sorcerer. Thank you. I wouldn't be much of a seeker if I couldn't recognize a sorcerer standing in front of me. There are many sorcerers in the world, but we have to help a special few above all others.
She takes you in and...
I suppose we'll see about you. If we ever make it out of here, that is. But before that, I've got the injured to see to.
Take the pain away.
If you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. Magic. All I've got is my own two hands and...
She trails off and limply gestures to her paltry makeshift infirmary.
I'm not even a healer. Ours was killed in the attack. I'm just a cook. Do what you will. Just don't cause them any more suffering.
You healed me. How did you... Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last.
I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the Magisters were attacking before I was injured. The last thing I saw were these things, these shriekers. Those Magisters are gonna pay in blood for what they did to us.
If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment enough. Take this, at least. It'll have to do. Thank you.
Please, heal them all.
In an instant.
My wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. I was certain I wouldn't. Thank you. The Magister flagship. It has ballast that tore our ship into kindling. A shard from our own mast pierced my side. I'm lucky the others managed to haul me all the way here. Especially after I saw what the Magisters did to those of us they captured.
He shudders at the memory.
They turned the living into shriekers. Crucified wretches that unleash pure destruction on anyone who tries to pass. I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life. As it is, all I can offer is, well, it's not much, but maybe you'll find some use for it. Thank you. The fog.
We are fortunate indeed to have you. They're going to be all right.
I'm glad you're safe.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns,
Healed? I'm healed.
you're certain it was Verda's?
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Hal. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
The fog.
So long as Gareth returns, we will be. You're certain it was Verda's?
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Hal.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
The fog is lifting.
You're certain it was Verda's?
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Hal. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
I'm alive! I'm alive!
So long as Gareth returns, we will be. You're certain it was Verda's?
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still.
You tried your best, Hal. I'm glad you're safe now.
We aren't really safe here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we will be.
Hello, stranger.
The dishevelled pair eye you with hope, though their hope is tinged with mistrust. The lizard gasps as she notices the marks left on your neck.
You've come from Fort Joy. Can I ask if... Did you happen to meet a man?
He'll be back, Sam.
He has to, indeed. Have you heard of...
Han looks down with a flinch.
They're weapons that can kill with a screech. The Magisters patchwork them from living sorcerers. Don't misunderstand. The priestess at the shrine told Gareth some ancient secrets. Some defences that could be found in Braccus's armoury. And he went there, in the hopes that you're kind to offer. But you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll... No, Han.
Let's catch you later, stranger.
More junk?
Looks like nobody's home. Your eyes brim with inquiry, so ask. Unless you love the idea of a life knee-deep in swamp water.
We're doomed.
Samadel smiles with...
Soon as all our wounded are healed. But for now, we owe it to our...
I feel better.
Thanks. I feel a lot better.
They're gonna be all right. Thank you. Thank you. Gods above, thank you.
A grim-faced man sifts through a pile of badly damaged weapons, salvaging the repairable, ditching the broken. He picks up a rapier, the blade nicked and splintered, the hilt twisted.
Shinier too, I'll wager. But we work with what we have. Here, see for yourself.
He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first, it was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halorn, and he died for what he believed. What did Halorn believe in? He believed in truth. He believed in hope. He believed that Alexander is a killer of Godwoken. I believe that on one point at least, he was right.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He realizes, to his surprise, that he holds the weapon in his hand, ready for battle. He smiles to himself, tucks the weapon away, and gets back to work.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant. Bless and protect your humble servant.
Most of this is scrap. We're doomed.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant. Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
He works fast, checking weapons to see if they're battle-ready. He thumbs the edge of a blade. It draws blood. He grins.
The blade is thirsty. If this is all we have, we're done for.
He looks up from his work and grins.
Help you? If this is all we have, we're done for.
Gareth would know what to do.
Wish, bonny bird, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep.
Amidst the placid little pond, the face of a god rivulets stream from her deep-set eyes like endless cascades of sunlit tears. You feel peaceful in her presence, soothed somehow as you gaze upon her loving face. A voice seems to reach you from within your mind, and the voice grows stronger, like a breeze.
My children, my children. Gone are my children. Dead are they in the cradle I have wrought.
A feeling of indescribable sadness assails you. It feels like your heart merges with the spirits, torn together by a coil of thorns.
My child, weep with me for the mother who has lost. Weep with me and bathe in the tears of Amadia.
You feel the goddess's presence surround you, feel her nestle you tenderly like a mother.
Fain, fain, fain the brave, fain the saviour.
The intensity of her embrace deepens. Never since the unremembered days of childhood have you been so enveloped in maternal safety.
My child, I love you. My own, I will guard you. Wander where you will, and cherish the kiss of Amadia.
You feel yourself shine with an inner light, rejuvenated and pure, as if born anew. The goddess's tears still stream freely, and all is quiet by the tranquil pond.
Smoke and screams.
Most of this is scrap.
Echoes of death.
Wish, bonny bird, now don't you cry.
Gareth.
No,
Please come back.
we don't have the time. Think, damn it. Gareth would know what to do.
The seven watch o'er us. You're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant. Smoke and screams.
The goddess's tears still stream freely, and all is quiet by the tranquil pond.
The birds are asleep.
The sobbing bear cub looks at you.
Have your bows notched and swords ready. There could be void woken nearby.
How much
Or
murdering
more
does one
seekers.
seeker need? Let's go!
Keep a sharp eye.
To arms!
Once
The dead are back! Keep an eye out for that void one.
The Magisters scramble for their weapons, but pause as the smoke clears.
You got more flesh on your bones than our last visitors. Who are you?
Can't believe we lost so many men and still never got through the last gate.
There could be void woken nearby. Or more.
The Magisters scramble.
You got more flesh on your bones than our last visitors. Who are you?
We can follow the cart to the Lady Vengeance.
You picked a terrible place to get lost, friend. This isn't exactly a scenic spot. Our brothers have a seeker cornered. We caught the rat scurrying about, trying to steal the weapons we'd uncovered here. Little did the fool know that we've already moved everything we could get our hands on. He'll die for less than nothing. On their way to the Lady Vengeance for further study.
Keep a sharp eye.
Dallas was right about what we uncovered here. It could turn the tide against the Voidwoken. Her information was flawless as ever. It's as if Lucian himself whispers in her ear. They have attacked. Hell's teeth. We can't sit here and do nothing. Our brothers can handle one seeker without us.
A statue of Braccus's elite guard. Ha! They fell like autumn leaves against the House of War. A man like this was promised glory, but given death. The tale of all soldiers. A man like this was promised glory, but given death. The tale of all.
In the flickering torchlight, you see a Magister lying muttering on the ground. As you approach, he turns with a jerk.
No, stay back. Not another step closer if you want to live. Fight! I'm not afraid of you.
The Magister nods towards his hand, and you see the skin is midnight black. It seems to undulate, as if worms were squirming through his flesh. He grimaces and tucks it underneath his arm, squeezing it tight.
It's in the blood. I can feel it. I'm just trying to... trying to slow it down.
He nods towards the bodies of the dead Magisters, twisted in the thorned blood.
Same as those poor souls. We finished clearing out this blasted room and wanted... wanted to move on to the next. As soon as they touched that switch, they were screaming. Some void curse. Dallas warned us to take care, but we never thought, never knew we'd... Excavations. Digging out old weapons. More purging what... We thought it'd be simple. But Voidwoken, undead, Seekers... And now this. We were doomed from the start. Dallas must have known. She told us it was old. Told us it was dangerous. More weapons to fight the sorcerers, she said. She needed the wands, but... But there was something more. We got greedy. I don't know. Something powerful. We thought it might help, but... Whatever it is, the Void itself is fighting to protect it. Talos told us to be careful, but this is wrong. It's evil. Death.
He looks up at you, his eyes...
I saw how they died. I heard them screaming. I don't want to go like that. I don't want to face that. Please. I can't lift my sword. I can't. I can't do it myself. There is no cure. There's only pain. Please, make it stop. I don't want to go.
This puddle, it glows. What could this mean?
The air out here's a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh? Now that my contract is fulfilled, I say we get the hell off this island.
Ifan nods and surveys the...
am Marina the Brave. You are daring indeed to enter my domain. I'm an assassin of ants and crucifier of crickets. All rodents bow before me. So do lesser beasts, like humans, for instance. My title is bestowed upon me by the King of all Rats in honour of my renowned achievements.
She waxes on at length regarding her wartime exploits, describing feats no rat you've ever seen could actually perform.
And thus I brought Morienda to his knees. And that was all before noontime.
To your surprise, the rat listens intently as you recount your time in Fort Joy and your escape into the Hollow Marshes.
Oh, my friend, you are an adventure after my own heart. I have heard many stories in my day, but none as exciting as this. May I ask you a favour, perhaps? I want to know more. More. Return to me when you have a chance and share your adventures. I want to hear about every spell cast and cliffside scaled, every chest pillaged and every sword swung. But if you are to return, I need to make sure you remain in one piece. So, let me share another morsel of information I've picked up on my travels. The levers in here are cursed. Best not to touch them unless you bless them somehow, lest they infect you with their torment. Now hurry back. I can't wait to hear if your ventures can hold a candle to the other. I mean, to my own.
No wonder it doesn't work. Cursed. No wonder it doesn't work. Knowing the reputation of Braccus Rex, we should tread gingerly. This contraption.
His most esteemed Majesty, Braccus Rex. His most esteemed Majesty, Braccus Rex. His most gracious Highness, Braccus Rex. Before you stands an ancient shrine, runes carved deep into its rock. The runes are in no language you understand or recognize. The shrine seems completely inert. Your fingertips tingle as you reach out to the shrine. You feel power stir in your chest, but you feel lacking, like a cup waiting to be filled. Before you stands an ancient... You feel the source inside you swell up, filling your chest, yearning to be free. Your power flows from your chest and into your hands, green tendrils of power slithering from your fingertips across the shrine. The shrine starts to vibrate and glow, slabs of stone gliding across each other as it begins to open.
The air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
Ifan begins counting on his fingers.
43, give or take.
Ifan nods ruefully and barks a laugh.
It's not a competition. It's my job. What else do you want to know?
Ifan salutes right back, then grabs you in an unexpected bear hug.
Truth be told, I couldn't have done it without your help. But you know, the contract's not complete until you hand it in. So I'm not putting my feet up just yet. Lonely? I wouldn't think so. I went from life in the regiment, to life in the pack, to life on the road with you. I haven't had time to be lonely.
He pauses, reddening slightly as he looks at you curiously.
Unless, wait. What did you mean exactly?
Ifan blushes fiercely and looks at the distant horizon, scuffing his boot awkwardly on the ground.
Let's talk about that another time. A time that's not, now. You know, later.
As he turns away, in an uncharacteristically clumsy manner, you see that his eyes are bright, and the hint of a smile hides within his beard.
Good find. It's been cursed. It's been cursed.
Garbage.
those red scales blackened. I'm sure the Seeker could spit. Want to see those red scales blackened?
Want to see those red scales blackened? I'm sure. Get back, you fool! Can't you see?
courage in the face of danger is inspiring, my friend. Lucian guided your blows rightly.
His eyes travel from your face to your feet, then back again.
You're clearly no magister. Pretty face coated in dirt. Haphazard garb. How'd you come to be here? Name's Gareth. I'm a seeker. I can give you shelter and hope. Ah, good. Then you know us. And you know we can help you. And perhaps you can help us. I came looking for a way off the island. Getting out of here means taking a ship. A Magister ship. And they're not just going to give us one out of the goodness of their hearts. I came looking for weapons. Powerful ones. Wicked ones. May Lucian forgive me. Weapons that will clear a path to Dallas's flagship.
Gareth looks about, scanning the horizon, then looks back at you. A moment passes.
I can't stay. You shouldn't either. What did Lucian say? Ah yes, evil feasts on the indolent. Get yourself to safety and soon. You'll always have a place at the Seeker's table.
Amadia's grace, blessings upon this day. Blessed Amadia, grant these soldiers your protection. I pray you will strengthen their spells and set their blades aflame.
The squirrel's nose twitches.
I pray you will bless their armor, so no curse may pass it. I pray you see them safe. I pray
The goddess's tears still stream.
Didn't lose your head. Well done, my lad.
The hooded man exudes a restrained menace that near matches your own.
Be not frightened of me, Deli. Perhaps I can even offer some aid. If you've the coin. Do you desire trinkets from the ancients?
The stone form exudes...
This may serve.
Told you, lad, this may do some damage. Your tag.
Gratian. Welcome, my friend. Enjoy the quiet while it lasts. I know you seek answers. I'll tell you what I can. You have spoken to a god?
Gareth stares intently, not so much at you as through you.
Yes, I see something there. But it's not for me to say. I must get you to Malady. She will know. She was imprisoned on the Lady Vengeance. One of the few of us not left to rot on the sand and sun. All the more vital. Godwoken. We'd just landed on shore. Minutes later, Dallas sailed in on the Lady Vengeance, screaming like a banshee. We had no hope. Most of us were dead in the blink of an eye. She had horrors at her side. Shriekers, they call them. They still protect the harbor, firing pure death at anything that catches their eyes. The Lady Vengeance is still anchored there too. Lucian, save us from whatever plot Dallas is concocting on it. Well, I had a plan. Gratiana told me of weapons that could counter these shriekers. Purging ones that steal source from its host. I went to that armory looking for one of these wands, but Alexander's bootlickers stumbled in first. I found nothing but dust and blood. We've got to find a way to silence those shriekers. If we do that, the Lady Vengeance is ours. Freedom is ours. By Lucian's grace, what miracle is this? Then we waste no time. Meet me at the shore and don't tarry long. The Lady Vengeance will not stand unguarded forever.
I pray you will bless their armor, so no curse may pass it. I pray you see them safe. I pray this in your name.
The others wouldn't let me join them for the fight. You should get moving, though. They'll need you at their side.
The goddess's tears still...
Way is safe back at the shelter, thank the Divine. She's not up to facing the man.
Those Magisters are gonna regret.
Turban stares at the body of his dead comrade, tightly gripping his weapon in a cold...
Magisters, I'll kill...
I'm glad Han stayed behind. The boy's seen too much horror in his life.
You must help us wage our war.
It's a good thing my injuries have healed.
If I were you, I'd stay close to Sir Gareth once.
There you are. Let's go.
May Armadia's grace keep us safe.
Gratiana's head is bowed. From within her mask, you can hear the whispered words of a prayer. She falls silent, turning to face you.
It would be a sweet joy to see the Magisters chased from this land. But I fear all I will see today is death. Perhaps, but they cannot take a Shrieker by surprise. It will eviscerate their numbers, as it did before. Indeed it should. The battles ahead...
Gratiana's head is...
It would be a sweet joy to... Its entrance lies on a beach to the north of this shrine. Beware. The beach is as dangerous as any corner, but you'll do well to find the door. It is hidden by trickery and guile. Braccus's necromancers forged it, and he made sure they took its secrets to their graves. The Seeker is a brave soul, but he lacks subtlety. If he were to search for the dungeon... No! You have proven that you are capable. You fetched the Seeker back from the swamp, and I have faith you can overcome this challenge. Armadia's blessings on you. But pray, a moment. This vault also contains relics of great power. Soul jars. If you return these to me intact, I could make an offering of them to Armadia. Her blessing could save many lives. Armadia's blessings upon your brave soul.
Gratiana's head is bowed. From within her mask, you can hear the whispered words of a prayer. She falls silent, turning to face you.
It would be a sweet...
Gratiana's head is bowed. From within her mask, you can hear the whispered words of a prayer. She falls silent, turning to face you.
It would be a...
Mercy!
It is you! The feeling is mutual. I can't tell you how grateful I am for your kindness. Now I'm just trying to get used to life as a pig. It's not so easy. I never did enjoy truffles. Well, I can trace it all back to Braccus Rex, of course. Many of us opposed his reign. Few dared to speak against him, though. A few of us wizards took the chance, though. We figured if we spread the word of his deeds, we might encourage enough people to come together, find a way to take him down. But we underestimated the cowardice of our comrades. All we succeeded, the results were horrifying. A double curse turned into pigs and set aflame for eternity. I like not being on fire, so I don't want to complain too much about the pig part. I'm not sure. I have prayed to Amadia, but she offers no answer. Really? If anyone can restore me to my previous wizardly self, it's I'm so grateful for this news. I'm going there now to seek Armadia's blessing. Thank you. Thank you.
It was madness! Big fire boom, lightning crash! One moment, sun! The next, I feel darkness inside me, then noise! So much noise! Clank, moan, clink, groan! I hid in a stump. I'm not a stupid squirrel. I have much stowed away for hard times. But I saw them! I saw the shinies! Shinies! Darkness left, then light again. Warm. Saw glints in sand and dirt. Can't go there now. Salamanders. They like the meat. I don't want to be meat. Yay! Okay.
I hope you find shinies. They make happy.
What strange witchery is this?